We are live here at Apex Entertainment. It is another edition of Flock University. What's up, Flock? How you guys doing? Love it. All right, so it is the coach's show. It is Flock University, normally joined by Damon Ware. We swear that he will be back. He gets out of pocket a little bit. We got to put him in timeout, and it gives Hollis a little more time to be here. We got our defensive coordinator Dwayne Hollis with us. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How you doing?
And speaking of coaches, the first time we are joined by the coach/head of the promo/dance team.
Yes.
She does it all. It's Grace Deonta. Grace, welcome to the show. Everybody, welcome Grace.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Grace, you are here for a couple important reasons. One, the show was very ugly.
Try to feminine it up a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just clean it up a little bit for us. And, of course, here at Apex, we need to be entertaining. We need to be flashy. And we're happy to have you. So you worked with us a little bit in the past. You and I have worked together for a while now. And I love what you bring to the team.
Thank you.
You are true dynamo. You have high energy. And you are an amazing taskmaster. Like, if we need something done, you get it done.
Yes, I love my Google Sheets.
He does. Google Sheets, I mean, like, I thought I knew them. Now I know that I'm afraid of them. But, Grace, you're here for a couple reasons. First of all, we are officially introducing you as the head of the promo team, as the coach of the dance team. Welcome. So if you love the dance team, you love the promo team, you love Grace, everybody.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Thank you.
More importantly, we haven't told anybody what the name of the dance team is going to be. Hollis wanted them to be Hollis's Honeys. And I was with it. But then I thought, well, if that's the case, I want Levack's Ladies.
Oh.
And then I can't even tell you what Prince said. It was different. There's alliteration involved. I'll just tell you that. But we work together, and I will kind of get out of the way. I'll let you decide, because you were the deciding vote on what the name is going to be. So go ahead and tell everybody who the dance team and the promo team, what they're going to be named. Yeah.
So after a lot of deliberation, we will be the 2024 Albany Firebird Flames.
That's right. We're bringing back the Flames, everybody.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, you can see the new logo for the Firebird Flames. Benny made a promo sheet for everybody that we'll hand out in a second. Yeah. But the Flames. So everybody excited for bringing back the Flames.
Yeah, it's a great callback to the previous team.
But you're going to put your spin on it.
Absolutely, yeah, we always do.
So what? Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into it that I have no understanding.
You don't do your pirouettes on the weekend.
I don't like to show off.
Okay. Understandable.
Me and spandex it could cause injuries. It's a problem. Mike Corder, the owner, said he just smiled and was like, licked his lips a little bit. It was weird. It was uncomfortable. He said he's leaving, I think. So all right. So tell us a little bit about what you expect from this team. Let's start with the dance team, because obviously your passion is dance. We met you as a member of the Empresses back before that organization was unceremoniously out of town.
Yeah. So the dance team, despite its name, we don't just do the dancing, right? A lot of what we do is off the field with the fans before and after the games, at promo events, with our sponsors, with local schools, charities. So it's really important that you come onto the team with some sort of enthusiasm, right, for interacting with the community, in addition to a strong dance or cheer background. Will really set you up for success.
They said sponsors. So if I wanted to sponsor the Flames, are you somebody I could talk to?
Absolutely. Yes. You can contact me.
I love this. So we'll put Grace's information right on the website, firebirdsafl.com, live here at Apex. So this let's talk about how somebody could become a Flame.
Sure. Yeah. So we have auditions coming up. We have our audition date set. It will be February 24th at ABC Fitness. One of our sponsors who we're so lucky to work with. You can find all that information on our social media page, which we worked with Ben to put together. We are the Firebird Flames _ on all social media platforms. So we'll put all that information on there. But you can come to our open audition on the 24th. You don't have to prepare anything beforehand, no improv, nothing to worry about. We will have it all and give it all to you that day. And yeah, that's kind of what we're planning on.
Hollis, you gonna try out?
I was thinking about it.
He was stretching over there.
Is there like a pay increase with that?
Yes, pay increase and some more sparkles on the uniforms. Maybe.
Ooh, sparkly Hollis, everybody! I like that plan. No, but all right. So for the auditions and all the information is going to be going out. I see Ben working feverishly right now. Absolutely. We have the handouts we'll hand out here at Apex, but what should they just dress in your dance gear? What do we do here?
Yeah, we'll have that all on the page. It'll be an all black outfit. So 2-piece set. You can come in athletic sneakers and jazz shoes if you have them, and I'll make sure that's all included on that page. We'll do a stretch and a warm up there, so don't worry about getting there too early for that. And then we'll go right into the dancing and the sidelines and the audition part, the fun stuff.
I love it. I love it. All right. So, Hollis, do you, I think we should actually be there to help like judge. I feel like, especially you with your dance moves.
So honestly, I did something like that in the past where they kind of just invited everybody on the team or staff just come just view it, and we didn't have any input, but we were there. If you wanted some input, you could have but that's her profession, so
yeah, the more the merrier. Everyone's welcome.
Why he's so smart? He said all the right things. Like I'm over here joking around, but no, for real, it's obviously we'll be there to support. But the Flames are back, man. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to have Grace back. So
yeah, thank you.
Be on the lookout. We're going to be out and about. So here's the deal. I know some of you who are watching or listening or here, you've been like, I'd love to have, Darius Prince, Dwayne Hollis at an event. But also, if we could have, maybe the dance team for other people, maybe the promo squad comes out.
Yeah,
we're gonna have that for you now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we're happy to be there.
Yeah, and she heads all that up, so I don't have to, which makes my life so much better. So we'll get that all going for you. Anything else we got to add? I mean, I know. Listen, she's also super smart. What are you, like an engineer or something?
I am a mechanical engineer. My 9 to 5 is not Firebirds.
But your 5 to whatever is.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So. Brains and beauty, and she's literally the smartest one up here.
Oh, I don't know about that. You probably know a little more about football than I do, so
a little bit.
I bet you. Well, okay, she's smarter than me. I'll admit it. I'm not afraid. But no, so we appreciate everything you do. We're looking forward to it. We'll get all that stuff out there. Ben will have everything on it. You said Firebird Flames _.
Yep.
So I hate the underscore, but I understand we have to do it.
It's
like
okay.
this digital world. I hate it. I hate the underscores.
Somebody probably already had the name. Maybe.
Yeah, someone snatched it up before us.
But again, it's like there's only one Firebird Flames.
There's only one of us.
Yeah, right now there is only one of you. You're gonna build a team.
That's true. We'll get there. February 24th.
Yeah, right now any promos you need the Firebird Flames at, it's just Grace. Like just so you guys know, it's just her. She has to go by herself, do the whole thing, carry the sound equipment, everything. So. All right. So again, remind everybody when the auditions are and how they can sign up.
Yeah, February 24th. We will have a link to register on our website soon, where you can find all the details and information about what to wear, what to come with, and what to expect.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great talking to you guys.
It is great to have you, and like you're always welcome on the show. You can hang out if you want. I mean, she told me she had to go somewhere, so that's why
I do. Yes.
But no, Grace, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Round of applause for Grace and the Firebird Flames. That's going to be fun. I can't wait. All right, Hollis, you got to let her out.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a big shuffle over here. We're live from Apex Entertainment right here in the Crossgates Mall. I love you, Grace. You're the best. Thank you for doing all the work so I don't have to. There has been a lot of winning football. Come on in. Just do it however you want to do it. Guys, get on over here. Come on over. Everybody's shy all of a sudden. Darius, you come in. We got extra microphones. Come on in. This is a different kind of show. We've been doing the coaches show for you. We haven't had the head coach with us for a little bit, which at Flock University, that's saying something because when you sit here and you talk to the head coach every show, and then Dwayne Hollis has been nice enough to step in as our defensive coordinator and be a part of the show, and now bringing in yet another coach, Mr. from that thing, don't put that near that speaker, please. From Albany Great Danes, co-defensive coordinator, defensive backs coach. It is Darren Walls, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Now you realize, I know that you and Prince and Hollis have become friends through supporting each other's teams and the world of football. You guys know that Gattuso is going to beat the hell out of me. He wasn't the first Albany coach on the show, right? You guys know Coach Gattuso is going to just light me up. Like, I love Darren, but why was he on before me?
Probably.
So tell us about this season, because you're all right. So you're an NFL guy.
Yes.
You were coaching high school for a little bit.
Correct.
And then what brought you to UAlbany?
So when I first got into coaching, I started coaching in Pittsburgh at Baldwin High School, and I coached with one of Coach Gattuso's former players that coached for him and played for him at Duquesne. And so we coached together at Baldwin. And so the first year I was with him, he reached out to Coach Gattuso and told him about me. And then a job opened up as I was coaching at Slippery Rock University in Pennsylvania. He reached out to Coach Gattuso, and Coach Gattuso interviewed me, and then he hired me on the spot. And ever since then, I've been here. So it's been an awesome journey so far.
How did this all happen? How's this?
So Prince is from Pittsburgh, and we got a bunch of
I
mutual
thought you were from
friends.
Philadelphia.
But yeah, we have a bunch of mutual friends from Pittsburgh, and then we trained together a couple times in Pittsburgh. But it's been interesting when he came up here, and we lived in the same building. So it's been crazy since.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, in fact. So, like I said, we both know each other from Pittsburgh, and I knew he lived up here. And when Mike was getting us the apartment, I'm like, damn, what's the apartment you stay at? And he gave me the name. And then Mike was like, I don't think I could get you in there. And then the day we got our apartment, it was the same apartment there. I'm like, Darren, we're neighbors.
But just so, Darius, so you know how that goes. Mike was like, "Yeah, man, I don't know if I can get you in there." And then Darius went, "Mike."
That sounds like him.
We always joke that Darius is Mike Porter's oldest son.
Facts.
Like he's
Facts.
the oldest.
Yeah, I'm adopted into the family.
So all right, so you said you guys worked again. You like trained together.
Yeah, but yeah, back in Pittsburgh.
So how does that go down? I know, like we all know, Darius Prince, the wide receiver.
We never did no one-on-one. We never did no
really? No, come on.
I've been asking for it. But,
I'm too old.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Too old.
No, I don't know if it was during
sneakers are older
COVID
than
or
you.
when it was, but we were out. I remember at Penhose High School running steps and doing striders and stuff like that, just trying to stay in shape. But no football stuff.
Hollis, you jealous over there that he's got another defensive back friend?
Nah, actually, I'm been picking his brain and things like that. So hopefully he'll let me into one of the meetings just to get some more experience and things like that. So
I like
it's
that
been a
little
good thing.
synergy from the Albany football team.
Yeah, come on now.
I'm excited about it. All right, so Darren Wall's with us, co-defensive coordinator, cornerbacks coach for the Great Danes. Have you been able to see a lot of arena football? Or
I have. I've come when they were playing here. When they left, went to a different team. I stopped going. So
a lot of us did.
My dog.
A lot of us. Commuting to the games became a lot more expensive, but worth it. But no, all right. So when you see the indoor game versus the outdoor game, I've had. All right, so I'll pull the curtain back. I've had Gattuso tell me in the past, he's like, "Listen, I could fix your defense in like 3 seconds." Blah blah. But like when you see it, does your brain wrap around it right away and the differences?
it's such a different arena. Like I think the concepts, some of the concepts are similar, but like I can't get with the motion, and I can't get with like the under center and the fullback and the rules. I just can't. So it's a little different, but I think just talking to Hollis when we start talking football and stuff, I'll get a better understanding of how the game really is played.
So what you're saying is high motion is cheating.
Yes. I would not want to cover that if I was a DB. So
No, well, and that's it. Like obviously, like Darius is a monster, especially with the high motion. But also, I've seen you just out of the set, you go as well.
Yep.
But like when you see it, what would be your plan to attack it? Like how would you do that? Is that you try to can you get contact with the high motion? Are you allowed to bump that? guy?
Yeah.
up to 5 yards.
Yeah.
All right.
I try to push it a little bit, 7-10 if you can.
Would you bump? Like what would
with a high motion, I just run full speed at it forward. If he's running this way, I'm running that way, just run into him. Just make him collide.
Oops.
Sorry.
So catch technique.
Yeah.
I like it.
For us to catch it. Yeah.
So all right, so we're live here at Apex, and like I just the friendship that you guys have built, I enjoy a lot because there was a couple of the games I didn't get to go to, but I actually caught glimpses of y'all on the sideline and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like where is it at now? Like you're never out of season with the transfer portal and recruiting and stuff like that. And now they're here doing everything we need in the office. Like are you guys, is this the most time you're gonna be able to actually hang out?
No. So you can see like my apartment and their apartment when you walk into the building. So like yesterday, they're walking to the apartment and I hear snowballs firing out my windows. I know it's them and they just pop up. So I mean, anytime we're at the house together, we're pretty much together in the apartment. So
yeah, anytime we park and I see his living room lights on, it's like an open invitation to stop up. So
Well, I can't help myself. He gave me a snowball. He said, "Hey, this is a good one."
I did, yeah. So I made the first snowball, and I'm like, "Wow, we need two." So I passed it to Hollis, and I grabbed me another one. I'm like, "Ready?" And we just fired it up there.
I'd like to speak for both the Great Danes and the Firebirds when I say this was made up. This was completely. They threatened to throw it. They didn't really. Somebody's got to be the wuss. It might as well be me. Sorry, when you. God, I kind of just want you guys to talk because it's kind of fun to be a fly on the wall and hear 3 really solid, great defensive and offensive minds all together. And this guy says he'd be a hell of a cornerback if he was allowed to play both ways.
I have to watch more tape.
So no, I do have a question on my end. So what did you think made y'all so successful this past season?
It's a good question. I think when you look back to the 2022 season, we lost a lot of games very closely. So we were losing games by 2, by 3, some games by 1, and we were so close. And I think that team grew over time. They learned how to win. And I think the biggest thing is that the guys that we brought in from the transfer portal mixed with the guys that are already on the team, we had a lot of good players. We just didn't know how to win. And I think as we went on through that season, the losses that were close, I think it kind of did something to them. So in the offseason, I think those dudes worked hard, man. They went to work every day. And the biggest thing is they really cared about each other and they cared about the coaches. And I think the team cohesiveness was the reason why we were really so successful. And I think, looking back on the season, nothing fazed that team. Like, we can go out and practice at 3 a.m. and they would be down to go practice. And so anything that was thrown at them, anything that came their way, it was like, all right, let's do it. And they were so close to each other that they were so loose. Like, you could go out there and you couldn't tell we were playing a playoff game by the way they acted and the way they treated each other and the coaches. And it was just truly a team bond that got us over the hump.
And I do think that's like a big part of it, because just in my journey and just playing sports and winning different championship teams, the teams that I was always most successful with were the teams that we were closest with.
Right.
Like just doing stuff, just little things like doing stuff off the field, just things you don't really notice. But when you're like playing hard for the guy beside you, like you really honestly care about the guy beside you. It's just a different, a different avenue and intensity.
Yeah, I mean, we were picked 11th. We were picked 11th in the conference. So, like, I think our kids looked at that and was like, they must not know who we are, who we got. And, I mean, you can look at the season before 22 and be like, yeah, we can pick them 11th, but we knew what type of team we had based off the losses that we encountered. And so those dudes worked hard in the offseason. They were prideful, and they cared about each other. And I think, that was the main reason why we got over the hump, because it was truly a team bond and the team chemistry that you can fake.
So it's in the world of arena football, it's 1-year deals. So that's where the power of the player comes in. Like, hey, if you don't treat me right, I'll leave after this year.
Correct.
And college football was never that case, but it kind of is now with the transfer portal. Like UAlbany is becoming the school that a lot of the bigger schools are trying to pick the pieces out of.
Yeah.
How hard is it to keep that cohesiveness when you've got guys like Jakaj and Reese and everybody, they're leaving and going to other programs? For
sure. I mean, we've had guys go to Arkansas this past year, Wisconsin, Miami. Like, so guys are leaving and going bigger places. And we have to replace those guys, obviously, with either guys in the transfer portal or high school seniors. But I think, trying to get the team to bond closer and quicker and doing team activities outside of football to get them to understand and know each other. I mean, we brought in 19 mid-year guys. So there's a lot of guys that are new faces on the team this offseason. And again, they have to find a way to bond and gel and mesh with each other, because it's a whole different team. And so those guys that we bring in, they got to find a way to become a team.
I mean, you guys deal with that every season. Like, you guys chose to come back, but like, you got to bring new people into the fold. All right, Malik Henry's joining the team this year. Like, you guys have never played with him before?
No, just only played against him.
So when you have a guy who's that talented but has never been in your system before, how do you guys envision that coming together?
So a lot of times, especially with like arena football, it's just football just in general it's a small world. I can't say that enough. It's a small world. So you kind of gauge that and talking to people you used to play with, and what type of person is he, or what kind of motivates you, and you ask these questions as coaches to players as well, and kind of get a gist of that as well. So,
well, I think we could probably drag some of them in when we tell them that Apex Wednesday nights is $1 burger, $1 beer,
and
I mean, that's not a bad thing. That helps.
Partnerships, they help a lot. Like, they're like, oh, so how is, like, some programs don't feed guys, and that could be a reason somebody goes to a different program, because if you're spending all your money on food and gas and things like surviving, you're really just evening out at that point in time. So getting partnerships is a big deal, and we've been working effortlessly on that end as well. So
What's it and like that? Even I know that applies at UAlbany as well. I don't please if you guys. I'm going to turn both their headsets off real quick.
Okay.
We're blessed to have Darius Prince and Dwayne Hollis who come to town early and work on those things. So like when season ticket phone conversations are happening, you might get Darius Prince on the phone. When you're thinking about whether or not you're going to sponsor the Firebirds and be a partner of ours, you're getting Dwayne Hollis or Damon Ware, or just not me because I'm lazy. How often do you get involved in any of that stuff? Do you have to do that? Is it like every once in a while, like a bigger sponsor comes through and they're like, hey, Coach Walls, come over here for a second.
So in our sport, with us, it's more NIL stuff.
Okay.
And so we don't really get involved with NIL deals, anything like that. It's really mainly on the companies to find our players, and some of our players reaching out to some of those companies. But at the FCS level, there's not many teams that's getting a lot of big NIL deals. You see that more at the FBS level, where it's NFL free agency without contract. So it's kind of tough. It's what y'all deal with every year. Is now you're doing a bigger scale with all these college kids being able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, without any repercussions of it.
So players can actually reach out to companies and ask them for an NIL deal?
I believe so.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know each school has a department that handles it now.
Right. We have our compliance department. It has to run through compliance. They have to get approved. However, there's a collective that most schools are coming up with and doing to get guys money.
Like Michigan just started. It's it's crowdsourced.
He's a Michigan fan.
I'm a Michigan. I'm national champion.
Sorry,
national champion. And then, whoa!
I mean, that's this year, yeah.
Right.
You got me.
I'm a fan. My two favorite teams are the CAA champs and the national champs.
I can respect that. You got
50%. But they started. It's crowdsourced. It's called the Those Who Stay Fund. So if you stay, they'll give you. They'll bribe you to stay.
Right.
So everybody, if I could get, I got a picture going around. UAlbany's got enough. They're not a feeder program, man. We need to take care of them a little bit. Dollar burger, dollar for the team. Let's go.
I mean, it's tough too because now you have to recruit your own players, plus players that are in the portal and high school kids. So it's kind of tough. But again, that's the part of the job. And I mean, I love recruiting and I love getting out there and finding the next Great Dane. So it's been awesome.
I've noticed that with the Firebirds and every team that I've worked with Darius and Dwayne with, the young guys will come in, they'll take one look at them, they'll get excited.
Mm-hmm.
So you having Sunday experience, you being a guy who's done it all. When you're talking to the younger DBs as they're coming in and all that stuff, do they get all puffed up and be like, how do I do to coach? How do I get there?
Yeah, I mean there's some of them do. I think some of them is just this dude played 5 years, he was all right. Some of them here, but at the end of the day, I think it definitely it helps with coaching, and it helps with making sure that guys understand that if you want to get to the next league, you want to play at that next level, you have to be around someone who's been there and done it. So
I love this. I bring up Michigan, and sure enough, Paul, Harbaugh might be leaving Michigan. Right away, the parade the rain starts. You know what I mean? I can't. Whatever, man. Listen. It's good. But Troy Valley's in here with Go Blue, so I'm happy with that. So and Purple Fam. We got Go Blue, Purple Fam.
I'll take the Purple Fam over that.
Did you see the shirt that I invented this year? I'll have to get you one.
I have not seen
#GoatTuso. Tuso.
I like that. I need that.
I'll make sure you get one. That's it.
I got one.
You got one?
How you get one?
I thought I sent you a picture.
We
we
all
did, but I didn't get a shirt.
Yeah.
I take care of you. I don't live in the apartment complex.
Right.
You know what I mean? I gotta get invited over. Then it's a different. I got snowballs. Whatever. I want to be cool. I want to hang out. Oh man. So all right. So this is just awesome. I saw it up here earlier. Somebody was like, nothing but great things can come from UAlbany and the Firebirds kind of collaborating, working together. And I agree with it 100%. This is I've always been a big fan of UAlbany, and then arena football's in my blood. And I see more and more of our family starting to roll in. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
So it's awesome to be able to bring those two things together. And I just don't break him.
Oh no!
I know Coach Gattuso and Coach Ware are supposed to get together and exchange chats and do all that stuff. So I'm excited to see that. And be a part of that.
I'm just saying, just he breathes tequila.
I know,
like Prince's blood type is agave.
Trust me, I know.
He blames me for the reason why he come on now. You can't blame me.
I can't.
He said I never drank this much before you showed up.
I don't drink.
He don't
Yeah.
drink no more.
Right.
He gave up.
Not
I don't drink out
not
loud.
until Prince get in town.
What's it
Not
doesn't-
until Prince get in town.
have you ever met a human like him? Like it's like
no,
Prince,
it's insane.
Prince will run, go have fun, and then I'll get like, hey, I'm leaving the gym. I'm like, bro, it's 7. I just saw you at midnight. Like, what are you doing? Like, so like, like as long as you work hard than you play, it's all good.
Yeah,
But
man.
just watch out, man.
I've seen him do some amazing things. The night before wasn't so amazing, but if he can do it, I praise him. It's impressive.
Oh man! All right, so it's listen. We always do questions from the flock, so we'll go ahead and we'll start those now because it's not just the flock, but also Purple Fam, the UA. So if you're you got a Great Dane question, you got a Firebirds question, any of that stuff here at Apex, feel free to fire those off and start talking because we're here for you. We'll bring you up and ask questions. You guys, I mean, I've been kind of dominating because I don't. Coach Walls and I haven't really spoken because Gattuso's very protective of our friendship. Us larger white dudes got to hang like in a corner, smoke cigars, and pretend we're worth something. He's gonna kill me. He is gonna kill me.
Probably.
I would like to know the difference between. Obviously, you've been used to recruiting out of high school, so I want to know what's been the challenges now between that and dealing with the portal. If you can say.
The portal. Yeah, I don't know how much I can say about recruiting.
Right. Okay.
But
I don't know
portal
if you
is
could say too much
challenging.
about it. Yeah.
The portal is. There's so many teams. There's so many people out there that can reach out to these kids and offer them this and offer them that.
Right.
Where high school kids is a little different.
Got you.
I think the portal is changing college football. I think the rules of the portal. I'm gonna just stop because I don't know how much I can say. So.
Yeah. My bad. That was a tough question.
All right.
That was I ain't trying to get you in trouble.
No, you're good.
I think you kind of summed it up with like you're not just recruiting new players. You have to constantly recruit the players you already have.
Correct.
So it's like it's maintaining that relationship and building new ones. This is always something I've wondered though, because now this year's NFL draft, Jared Verse is going to go first day, probably go top 10. Now you got Reese is headed to Miami. You got guys going to Arkansas. You got all these guys going up. That's gotta like if I'm a defensive lineman who's not getting the sniffs I want from Michigan or Notre Dame or whatever, I got to be looking at UAlbany at this point because I know that the bigs are watching UAlbany.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna try to say this properly without getting in trouble by compliance. If you look at the past UAlbany defensive lines, there's been nothing but a lot of production, and so a lot of the guys that have come to UAlbany that played on the defensive line has been under recruited guys and Division II players, and so obviously the development is there in our program and in our system, and we do a good job of making sure that our defensive line eats. And obviously, Coach Gattuso is the next defensive lineman, and he's coached Aaron Donald and Jabal Sheard and those guys like that.
Aaron Donald is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of that and you think of the production and the players that have come through this program over the years, you would think that a lot of guys at that position would be
Interested
play
in
there.
what they would see that it's a good chance to get better.
correct.
All right, I'm trying to.
So I'm pretty sure y'all do a way less high school visits. Like that used to be like when I was in college, ancient years ago. But it was a lot of traveling to go to like different spots, and honestly, that's one thing that turned me off from the college game because I'm like, I don't like driving like that, or I don't like doing all that driving and things like that. But now I just feel like it should be like less of those high school visits that you have to take and more like internet and calls and things of that sort.
I think now too it's more building relationships with high school coaches. For me, I'm not my recruiting area is not in New York, so I have to travel to go to my recruiting areas. However, I think I was just talking to one of my best friends about this that played with me at Notre Dame. Our recruiting class, we had 28 freshmen coming in 2006, and now you're having 6 or 5, so it's a little different now. And obviously, the coaches have to travel either less or more depending on where you're at. But again, if you're just recruiting portal guys, you're traveling to city to city to city, and it's like that's tough.
All right, we got one from the flock here, Troy Valley. Walls was on the 06 Brady Quinn Notre Dame team that Michigan stopped. No wonder he doesn't like them. I mean, you can read it. I didn't write it. Troy Valley right there.
Troy Valley. Where did he play at?
I don't know. He seems to know you. He comments on you a lot, whoever it is.
No, I mean,
Right there,
I never
Keep me out of this.
I never. I went to Notre Dame, so obviously Michigan is we're not a fan of Michigan. I never beat Michigan, so that's probably why. But it's Michigan, so I'm from what's this FU?
But you did predict them to win the championship.
I did.
national
I did think that
championship.
when they had a really solid team. Their front was great on both sides of the ball. Their DBs are amazing. I think they had a really good team, and I thought they would win. And sure enough, they did.
And they were able to turn the whole Harbaugh and the sign stealing into like a slight,
Yeah.
like Michigan versus everybody.
Yeah.
Which
And I think for them, that was their motivation to try to shove it in everybody's face.
I kind of felt like there was kind of that vibe from the Great Danes this year too, because of you're traveling to Hawaii, you're traveling to Marshall, you're giving them all they can handle and then some. People are looking at the record and seeing L's. They're not realizing that like those were for a lot of programs, they would count those as 6 W's.
Right.
But like I felt like that kind of galvanized you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I think, like I said, when you look at our team, we knew we played Fordham the first weekend. We lost to Fordham the year prior, and we came out with a different game plan, a different team, and different mentality. And we played pretty well against Fordham. And then we got to go to Marshall, then Hawaii. You know, that's tough traveling wise. I mean, we played the most, I guess, West team, Division I team, and the most East Division I team in one season. Also playing 2 FBS teams back to back. So again, it was tough on our guys. The travel was insanely brutal, but again, that was just the fight and the grit that those kids showed, that nothing mattered. It didn't matter who we played, when we played, or where we played. Those 2 games turned us into a different team for sure.
Troy Valley's like, it's all love. You're a great player.
Thank you. I'm joking.
So how did it feel beating both of the teams that you were tied for conference champs with?
Yeah, so we were, I guess, co-champs, which is what they called us. And so having to playing Richmond and playing that other team, it was good. I mean, we were outright champs because obviously those are the teams that we tied with, and we beat them. So for us, in our mind, we beat who we were tied with. So that gives us the right away.
I love how much you are like clearly censoring yourself.
You got to. It's in so many rules now. Like,
I mean, it's
Coach Walls is very particular in what
Part of
he's
it-
saying. I mean, I gotta tell you, I think somewhere Gattuso, he's mad at me, but he's like, no, keep on, Darius. We got this.
part of it's me being a little petty. I like to be little jabs in there, but
I love that. I live for it. That's half the fun. Mike's back on this one. I want to ask the question. I'm going to ask both of you. Could Coach shut down the GOAT if he covered him? So either coach, could you stop Darius?
I'll let Darius start.
Could either of these coaches stop you?
You already know my answer. I don't even know why
didn't
Mike
give an
would even.
answer.
Because Mike know my answer.
You didn't give one.
No, absolutely not. Never. Not one time. You
Good.
might get lucky one time.
Dwayne.
So if you watch me 5 times, I'll probably catch 6.
You would see you to catch one, throw it up in the air, catch it again.
Sorry, no, obviously I respect these guys. I mean, you know, obviously highly of both of these guys. Obviously, he played years in the NFL. Me and Dwayne was.
I mean, it was
teammates for
only
years.
5 or 6. So
Yeah,
it's-
yeah. I mean,
it was only. I can't believe people say that.
right? Like, dang, like that's longevity. To be honest,
The
for
average NFL career is 3 years.
Yeah, right.
So,
Now
So-
I've been watching him forever, and he's a great receiver, and I respect his game a lot. I mean, obviously what he's done in this level and done. I mean, obviously he's in NFL camps also, so he obviously has what it takes to be a legit number one. But
Appreciate it.
that's my job to shut down number one. So
I love this. I feel like, does anybody else feel like that scene in Rocky when the Apollo Creed and Rocky are like, all right, you ain't gonna be, I ain't hear no bell. Like, sooner or later, you guys get up on the turf somewhere.
so when I get back in shape this off season, we'll get some one-on-ones. He challenges my DBs all the time, but
I love this. This
I
is
don't know
the,
if I'll-
Nah, man. They sure DBs, man. They always coming at me, especially angry Angry's the one, man. Flexo don't do too much, man. Flexo nice, he cool, but
Well, they're
Angry-
very confident. Like you,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
you
no,
can't tell
facts.
this dude nothing. So
No, trust me,
my
I know.
guys, they're super confident and they,
So-
they got that.
So with that being said, with you being a young active coach and you dealing with a whole bunch of alpha males on a daily, do they ever challenge you in practice? Like, do y'all ever go that route?
Yeah, I mean, there's been arguments. I think they challenge me. They challenge me in a good way, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain things that I teach them that they don't agree with or they don't like.
Yeah.
And we'll have conversations and debate about it. But at the end of the day, if you're doing something that I don't like and it's not getting the job done, you're going to do it my way. And if you're not doing it my way, and you're not getting the job done, you're probably not going to play. So I mean,
Absolutely.
there's a balance between being over top of them and trying to get them to do what I want them to do, and then also me understanding that there's also another way to do it, and if it's done properly and done right, then they can do it. So it's a balance. But yeah, there's been plenty of arguments.
I think Troy Valley's become a member of the Walls fan club. Walls handles those questions like a future head coach. He completely 180 on Troy Valley. Troy Valley came at you like, yo, you went to Notre Dame. Now he's like, but I think you would just, if you were leading a team, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, I mean, that's. I don't know if I want to be a head coach, but I do think eventually down the line, one of our DC, Bill Nestle, has done an amazing job with our defense, with our staff and our players, and learning from him has been an amazing just journey. And he's something that I look up to because he turned our defense around very fast, and so looking forward to continue to learn from him and obviously being a defensive coordinator eventually down the road.
Love it. Our guy Cam Stackman, who's a big fan, he follows both programs. Says watching from home. Just give him a shout out. Hey Cam, how you doing, man?
Cam?
Good to see you.
How you
Appreciate
doing,
that.
Cam?
Love
Yeah, you
Cam.
could have came up here.
I know it ain't far. I mean, come on, let's like, whatever. Listen, anybody here got any questions for the coaches? Or anybody for the GOAT?
See, our fans, they like to put the questions online.
Yeah.
And they don't like to.
Some of them are here, and I
Yeah,
can see them
and-
writing in here.
And
But they also like to put the dollar burgers in their mouth, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. They're good burgers. But
shout out to Apex.
yes, Apex Entertainment. Thank you so much because it is always great to be here. I'll give them love and respect too because they came over to me before the show started. Coach, you weren't here 2 weeks ago. We came in, and when they talked to Dwayne Hollis before we got here, and they were like, "How many people?" And Dwayne's like, "We're bringing 8."
Yeah.
He didn't know they wanted to know how many people were going to be sitting over here. So we walk in with the flock, who rolls about 30, 35 deep at minimum, and they're like, "We only put one server over here," and they did a great job. They took care of us last week, but now this week they're like, "We want a rerun. Let's go."
Yeah.
And
Well,
now they're doing. I mean, look, everybody. That's why everybody's so quiet. They got the burgers, bellies full,
Right.
dollar beers starting to flow. I see the Nelson family enjoying the dollar beers.
I do have a question for these guys.
Okay.
Obviously, Dwayne, you're coaching now, and Darius, you're playing. So, what will be the dynamic of the friendship between you two now that you're a player and you're a coach, and will you feel like you have to listen to him if he's telling you what to do?
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna respect my coaches, but I did. I mean, we live together. You know what I mean? We share an apartment together, so I mean, I'm sure we would have conversations at the crib. You know what I mean? If I feel some type of way, I would never talk to him and disrespect him or anything like that. I would rather us have a conversation.
Right.
It's just us two. You know, I respect this dude. Obviously, I love this dude. We've been teammates since 2017. So I will listen to him. I think it depends on the heat of the moment. But like I said, I know I would never talk crazy to him or anything like that in front of the players and all that. I'd rather get home and
Right. Now, Dwayne, you being a coach now,
Okay, go ahead.
how have you fully transitioned into coach mode yet? Or are you still like itching to play at all? Or
Darius wants him to play bad, by the way.
Honestly, not as much as I thought I would. Honestly, just because it's a different challenge, and just in arena football, especially, it's not really more that I can accomplish. I've been all league for I don't know since 15 to 22, 23, whatever. I got DB of the year 1 year. had a chance at the NFL in
Yeah.
2016. Actually went and played outdoors in the AAF in 2019. So it's like,
You want something new.
yeah, something new, and then
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about twisting my ankle at the gym. I can't either.
I think he says that now until training camp comes around, and I'm gonna just be looking at him the whole time while he's coaching over there, and because sometimes guys don't click on right away, and he's just gonna be like, how you don't get like what's? I'm gonna just be sitting there looking at him like,
Well,
want
you would
want me
know.
to go to the
What
equipment
was it
room?
like- what
I'll
was
get
it
the
like-
helmet and shoulder pads right
Yeah.
now. What you want to do?
Coach Walls, what was it like the first year that you went from putting on the pads to telling people how to hit and everything?
It was extremely challenging. I'm not gonna lie. I think
You're
the biggest thing for me too was my transition was very different because I came straight from NFL to high school. So I was expecting high school kids to know certain things, and they didn't. And so I was impatient a lot of times because I didn't know that they didn't know half of the things that I was teaching them. And so they
Right.
weren't grasping concepts, they weren't understanding coverages, they weren't understanding blitzes and stuff like that. So for me, it was a transition period that it took me a while to gain and learn patience because I didn't have any patience my first year. So
So the thing about me,
I can use
just
that ball
think
one.
yeah.
when I was playing, I was doing a lot of coaching as
Yeah.
well, and I always kind of look at it at a different point of view because I just know that everybody doesn't play the same. People got different strengths, people got different weaknesses. So that's why I just believe in my defense wouldn't be the same. Like if I have a certain group of guys out, it's certain plays that I won't call. And if I have a certain other guys out there, is certain things I won't call. And I wouldn't hold nobody to my standard that I played at just because I felt like I played at a high level and I played with a lot of intelligence, and that came from actually going home and putting that work in from home. So I'm like, dang, I might be like, oh, I would have jumped that if I was in that situation, but I'm not gonna, you should have did this because some people not instinctive like that. Some people just have a different style of playing.
But
so.
I think, and you guys, anybody correct me if you don't agree with what I'm saying, because I didn't play half of the snaps you guys even thought about playing. The one benefit for you, you went to high school. It's not like you're gonna jump on the field and and take on another high school kid when you
Right.
just came out of the NFL. You're coaching your contemporaries. Like you walked off that field a couple months ago. I see Darius's face. Darius believes you could walk right back on that field right now. Like I feel like that's going to be in your head a little bit. Like let's put it like this. Let's say we go a couple weeks and the guys haven't quite grasped what you're trying to teach them because Coach Walls he was 100% a coach on the field. You mean to tell me there's gonna be a part of you going, you know what, man, I didn't come here to lose. Come on, give me the pads.
That's what recruiting is for.
There you go.
I'll give you a little bit of advice. Players over plays, which you already said. You're going to put people in position to make plays because of who they are, but it's players over plays most of the time.
I like it. This is now that I know this friendship exists, I intend to like insert myself in it and test it. Because like the one thing I will say is so like Darius, I met Darius before I met Hollis, and the first year Darius was here, like I knew that we were going to be friends, but I also knew there was a chance we'd kill each other, like because we're both willful, we both whatever. Then the two of them were here together, and I'm like, holy cow, I love you, man. Like they do even there's like an evenness between the two of them. It's I hope they're friends forever. It's
Darren and the twins.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Darren and the twins coming to a theater near you. So all right, there's a couple of things on here I just want to hit real quick. Alan Sitterly gave a big compliment to Apex. Burgers are great. Love that. That's what we like to hear. Tim Capper, he wants to know, do the Firebirds have anything special planned for the opener? AFL alum, AFL Hall of Famers. I can't answer that, Tim. I'm not allowed to tell you that yet. It's not for me to say. So, got dizzy nodding yes. It was bad. I know there's a lot going on.
Well, I will say at halftime, one of our coaches went out and tried to kick field goals.
Oh, my
I would just say
so
next
bad.
time, pick one of the athletic coaches to do that because that's not a pretty sight.
He tried to blame me afterwards. He's like, I think you sabotaged me. I'm like, no, that your genetic makeup sabotaged you.
I won't say which coach that was.
I won't either now. Tom Gross, he goes, what's the over-under on the number of touchdowns the GOAT Darius Prince gets this season?
What's your average on the
Regular season?
I usually,
So we got 10 games.
I mean, you figure usually average about
I-
4. I usually
Yeah,
average about
I was
4.
going to say,
I'm about to
I'd say 40.
I usually average about 4 a game.
40.5
I mean, sometimes I'll,
is the over-under.
I'll get about 5, 6 on a lucky night, but I'm usually right around that.
Put the
4.
over-under at 36 and a
I'm
half.
about to say, yeah,
36
let's,
Well, now I'm betting the over.
let's go.
You just said you average 4 a game.
No, let's go. Let's go.
You said
with-
regular season.
Yeah.
Let's see the last 2
So
seasons.
10 games, 5
So,
home, 5 on the road.
so you think teams are just gonna,
I have 46 and 22, and I have 40 something soon. So
Oh, okay.
wow.
We'll do that in 1 second.
wow.
All right. So now everybody's guessing.
So yeah, we're gonna put the over and under
Michigan.
at 39 and a half.
All right, I'll go. All right. So Steve says he thinks 50. Troy Valley 50 plus. Lisa's got you at 60,
Ooh, okay, 60 ball.
and then Mike back here saying 25, maybe 10 on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I like it better when Mike's after you and not me. Normally Mike comes for me. He goes for my neck. All right? So Daniel Rossi wants to know, are there betting partners anywhere to bet? Now you got to cover your ears for this part because you can't bet
Yeah,
college
not
football.
allowed.
Any New York school, you're not allowed to bet in New York State. There are wagering partners involved in the Arena Football League. I was told what they were, but I feel like they were still trying to get better deals. So I think there'll be at least 2 wagering partners where you can bet on Arena Football. All right, who wants to do it? Go ahead.
We'll let Darren do it.
No, I don't like
Oh,
that.
that's
School.
your team.
He pointed. Yeah, you do it.
I don't like that school.
Well,
You
that's why I
got some
figured
bad
you'd like
news.
this.
You got some bad news.
No, it's good news.
Can you imagine?
I mean,
Can you imagine the head coach of your favorite college FBS team leaving and going to one of your most hated NFL teams?
Yeah.
Because that just
Oh,
happened to
that's
me.
what
They
Pinnacle
are.
mentioned.
I'm a Raiders
You're a
fan.
Raiders fan.
Yeah. So that's a double bang. That's a double bang. Jim
Oh,
Harbaugh
that
has
sucks.
officially been hired to be the next head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow.
Woo! Oh, my bad.
You can hear a pin drop.
Wow. You're a Pats fan.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
So how do you feel about that? How about you tell us how you feel about that?
I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I think Michigan will be fine. I think Coach Moore proved he can handle a lot of that stuff. hopefully he gets the gig. They move him up.
Now
But-
was that the coach that took over whenever he was going
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
allegations? And,
Yeah, the offensive
okay.
coordinator.
Okay, got you.
But I think that this is bad because
Jesse Minter will be gone too.
Oh, I hope not.
He was the DC. He's really good. He was probably
Yeah.
good at
Was it because
Chargers.
he's
Chargers.
well, so the Chargers, the problem I see, and as a guy who has to handle the transfer portal and everything else, there's probably no coach in the NFL right now who knows more about the college players that are coming out for the next 3 to 5 years
Yeah,
than the guy who just took over in LA.
yeah. Their staff, they have a bunch of recruiting people on staff, so I'm pretty sure that's.
You're the NFL liaison for your team, right?
I am,
So you set up like the draft.
Yeah, so I basically am like I handle all the NFL scouts. So when scouts are coming into practice, I'm setting that up. When they're coming into games, I set that up. I set up pro day, and I just handle all the scouts and
definitely
as far
coming
as
pro day.
as far as just them inquiring about our players and watching film and getting information about them.
I love everybody all of a sudden, like they come with some fire and then they start kissing up. Mike now says maybe if the Raiders sign Prince, they might be good. everybody comes at you guys next, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm just kidding, baby. He's all right. Oh man, I just anybody else feel like the room got darker? No. It's you knew it was going to happen. I was kind of hoping he'd go back. I saw Andrew Nelson said that we need to make sure that our director of media, Ben Nelson, ends up on the show. So we'll have to have him on the next show because this.
Oh
this,
no, because Ben said something crazy the other day.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
you
wanna-
think so? You think I have bad teams?
Yeah.
Our guy Ben is the loudest, proudest Bills fan on the planet,
Man,
and he was screaming at Hollis and Prince because they were saying that Josh Allen wasn't as good as Pat Mahomes. And I mean, like to the point where I had to be like, these walls are thin, and the last tenants got kicked out of the building. Like, we need to calm it down a little bit. My man was going. He won't even look. He won't even look over. Look at him. Hashtag forged in fire. Just sitting down eating a burger, nice and quiet today. Ain't got nothing to say. Bet Hollis lunch. that the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs.
I told you, remember? He gave me
Yeah.
14 points. They couldn't
Oh,
even
that was that.
14 points.
Yeah.
I was like, man, bet it
crazy.
straight up. Bet it straight. No, he went in. He's a loyal fan. Loyal fan.
I respect it.
But
Who's your NFL team now? Because you played for you were a Jet for a while.
Yep.
Was it Lions?
The Lions and the Falcons.
Falcons. I'm sorry, I didn't remember the Falcons part. So who do you root for?
I grew up obviously in Pittsburgh, so I'm a Steelers fan. As when I started playing, my fan phase kind of disappeared. But now that I'm watching more and more, I'm becoming more of a fan of them again. So
The Steelers? Because you're actually from Pittsburgh. He's from Philly.
Well,
he's from like Shady Side or something.
ooh.
Is that bad? No, Felix, I'm learning.
Wow.
All right, man.
Wow.
Make sure everybody goes to firebirdsafl.com. Get your season tickets. Joe, Darius, everybody's there to make sure you get those. Make sure that you're getting ready to get your tickets for the Great Danes as well, because we have 2 championship caliber teams right now in the capital region, and we need to support the hell out of them to make sure they stay that way. And it's always fun. Like it amazed me. You've got this great field, Bob Ford Field, Tom and Mary Casey Stadium.
Yeah.
You started packing it pretty good this year, but
Yeah.
there should never be room in that place.
I agree.
It is a great. I think I would love if we got to a point where we forced you Albany to build the other side.
Yeah.
It feels like it's not that far off.
Man,
Yeah.
the fans they got, man, they were saying some crazy things when we was on the sideline. I love
Really?
it. Oh, can't
Some
talk
of them are
about
the same fans though. Some of them are out here. The flock is also Purple fam.
Yeah, I mean, just to speak on that, I mean, we were undefeated at home this year, and that's a large part to our fans and our fan base. We played amazing at home. The atmosphere was great. You were great. I mean, the band, the DJ. I mean, it's really a party. We're trying to obviously make it more entertaining and having more fun. But to go undefeated at home, I don't know if we've ever done that in Albany. I don't know if we ever play a game in December at Albany. So this year obviously was great at home.
I can speak from somebody who's seen it all, like from when it was basically just a club team moving up through the ranks. That's the best semblance of outdoor football talent this area's ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm including
They had,
Giants
what,
camp.
six All-Americans?
Sorry, Giants
We had 5 alone on defense.
yeah.
Ooh.
But who's counting? Step it up, oh! Look at Steve. Now Steve. All right, so Steve's gonna be the next one to compliment Darius because he just came for him. See, Darius, coach is from Pittsburgh and a Steelers fan. Steve's
He's a
Steelers and Yankee
Rams.
fan.
My best friend is from Pittsburgh, and he's a Rams fan also. So it doesn't make sense to me.
It
But
doesn't.
I mean, but I've been
What is
loving
it,
the
the-
Rams since they were in St. Louis. So
Yeah.
it's not like a bandwagon jump on.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
when they were the greatest show on turf, I was 9 years
Yeah.
old, and I've literally loved them ever since that. So
Who-
you know, I just stuck with them since then.
I got another fun fact for you, Jeff.
Okay. Who's ready for this?
So, Darren, you're a Steelers fan, right?
I am.
So, who was the head coach
What do you mean?
for the Steelers?
This dude, man, here you go.
You mean right now?
Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
So he went to my high school.
Really?
I thought you were about to hit it. Where are you from?
So yeah, he went to Debbie High School, and that's where I graduated.
I feel like there's an insult in there somewhere, and I didn't get it.
No,
He's
Yeah.
just
Oh, okay.
proud. He's
No,
a proud.
anytime someone famous, popular, whatever is from his area, he'll say, "Hey, what Chris Brown?" Like we'll be driving in the car, and Chris Brown will come on. He'll be like, "Oh, who's this?" Knowing he knows who it is. I'll say Chris Brown. He'll be like, "Where he from?" Virginia.
That's
We
what
know.
you just got to remember. Virginia's a good place to be from. You got to get out.
I did it.
I've been in Philly since.
Khalil Bowens, my boy D Walls. So
Oh yeah, he's a running back that's trying to play it in Arena League.
nice.
Yeah, that's my guy.
We are we're planning on having tryouts in the upcoming weeks. We just gotta get the right place to have that tryout because the weather has to
Yeah.
permit. And I've been up here and I don't even got boots yet.
This is crazy.
Oh man. All right. Well, we've I think it's time that we all got ourselves some dollar burgers.
Yeah.
Maybe a dollar beer. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But first things first, I want to thank all the people here at Apex. Make sure you guys are taking care of the servers, bartenders, everybody else. Round of applause for Apex Entertainment, everybody. How about keep it going for Coach Darren Walls?
Yeah.
The GOAT, Darren Prince. Oh, you got a high pitch one. The defensive coordinator, Dwayne Hollis.
Oh, he got
Boo! Hey, boo me! Boo the president! John! Boo! Live for. I grew up rooting for all the bad guys in wrestling. I can't help myself. All right, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Next week, I believe we are going to be
Recovery Sports Grill in Albany.
Recovery Sports Grill in Albany next week. We got some high fives going on the front row. So listen, I'm serious when I tell you, I might grab a $1 burger here and then run over there. I love their chicken tenders, but these burgers are for real. Thanks again to Apex. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, everyone. And
Thanks for having me.
hey, everybody, block you.
Block you.